In this video, I'm going to tell you the hard truth about owning a clothing brand or starting a clothing brand in 2025. The first thing is, and I think it's pretty obvious, is that it is not as easy as social media makes it look. It is way harder than you could ever imagine. From my personal experience, I've had my clothing brand for about 4 years now, and I've been blessed. I've had some great success, and I've been able to continue to build it, again, like I said, for over the past 4 years. Really, this video don't have a set script or anything. I just kind of want to be real with you, probably realer than a bunch of other YouTubers that are going to tell you like, hey, I have a course, you can buy my course, you can buy my manufacturer list, you can do all this. I'm not trying to make money off you guys. I just want to be real with you and kind of give you my own personal experience. So one of the first things I will talk about is the instant gratification of a clothing brand. You know, a lot of people want to go make a design, make it look dope, and a lot of it looks dope, but they just want the money. And a lot of people can be really successful off of that. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is tons and tons of brands that will just blow up and can end up honestly becoming financially free off of a clothing brand. Not my case. You know, again, like I mentioned just a minute ago, I've had great success off of it. It's done me well. I'm blessed to have the opportunity to do it, but I just want to let you know that you're not gonna have a clothing brand, your first drop, you're not gonna make $30,000 off of it. That's just not how it works in most cases. Again, like I mentioned, a lot of people have the ability to do so, and props to them. It's amazing. It's cool to see people do that. But I just want to be more real with you guys, because I know I always searched for videos and I was like, you know, it just seems so too good to be true. So again, this is all my personal advice. Take it how you like it. Just what I think. The first thing I'll say is be passionate about it. Love what you do. I have a message with my brand. I wouldn't consider myself a streetwear brand. It's more of a lifestyle brand, and I really try to push my message and also make it look good, you know. And I love doing that. I love being able to spread a good message to people, influence people, and I feel good when people can connect with the message. And I also can make money off of it. Money's not my first, but it's good to, I run a business, you know, you kind of have to make money to be sustainable and grow and scale. So again, be passionate about it, love it, and the consistency that you put in and the work you put in will matter more than you getting big payouts and $1,000 drops. Like $10,000 drops, $20,000 drops. If you're not getting those at first, it's fine. I love what I do, and I'm still able to run my business, and I'm a small business. I think I have 1,500 followers on Instagram on my clothing account. But I love what I do. So that's number one. Number two, I guess I'll kind of give a little bit of free game if I can, you know, just from what I know, and see if I can help you out. So again, I guess kind of what I just previously talked about kind of goes hand in hand with the name, you know. Have a name that means something to you and that you can be passionate about and talk about and have a conversation with anybody, you know. I can have conversation with adults. I can have conversations with kids. I can have conversations with pretty much anybody about my brand because of what it means. So that's that. I would say design. My route, I went, you know, I kind of wanted to have a staple design. You know, I didn't want to have too much going on, but I also wanted something that, you know, looks pretty good. I remember I watched a video that World Envision posted. If you don't know who World Envision is, they're a clothing brand based out of Louisiana, New Orleans to be exact, I think. And they had a podcast, and they talked about that if you walked into a room and you saw somebody, for instance, say my brand, and I had maybe 50 different designs, 60 different designs, if you looked at everybody in the room, you really wouldn't be able to recognize my brand as much. But if they all wore something that had this, let me make sure that's focused. I don't know if it is, and it all said Wellborn, it can catch people's eye very quickly. That's a route I decided to take. Now, there's a lot more people that are a lot more creative than me and super dope graphic designers that, their lane is more style, design, streetwear. They know clothes a lot better than I do. I decided to go the other route, and it's worked for me. And so that's what I would say about design. You could go one route to where, you're, I would say, not more basic, but you have more fundamental designs. You can be more well-known and you can spot out your brand more easily. Or you can go down the route of more streetwear design, luxury clothing, and really perfect garments, perfect the look of your brand. I knew I wasn't that good to go down that route, but I also knew I had a good enough understanding to where I could make good clothes, but really focus on my message. So that's what I would say about design. The next thing I'll talk about is manufacturing. You can decide to manufacture here in the US, or you can do overseas. I do both. I get some made here in the States and also overseas. There's pros and cons to both. I'd say some pros about overseas is that you can get some really high quality stuff and custom made clothing for cheaper. And it's obvious, everybody knows that. But some cons can be miscommunication errors, shipping times, turnaround times. There's a lot of manufacturers that are going to just say they're going to get it done, but they're not. And it's just a fact. It's true. It's hard to find a great manufacturer. Now, I found a pretty good manufacturer, and we have a really good relationship. And he can ship to me quickly. He can get my designs done quickly, or not designs. He can make the clothes quickly. And it takes time to find that. You can find them on Instagram. You can watch videos. I might even make a separate video of giving you guys some manufacturers, but this is really just kind of like a quick little rundown. So again, first part is overseas manufacturers. Great. I listed some of the cons. Now I'll talk about a little bit about manufacturers here in the States. A lot easier communication. Most of the time, a lot quicker turnarounds. You can, I've had some local print shops that I do my stuff at as well. I'm able to communicate with them better. I'm able to get, I'd say, some quicker turnarounds, If I have certain questions and certain things that I want to ask, I can just go to one of the print shops and we can have conversations about it. Sometimes it can be a little bit more pricey in the States, depending on how much bulk you're going to order. But I'd say that's one of the cons, is sometimes the pricing, you're not going to really get great cut and sew. Mostly if you're doing in-state. I would stick to blanks personally if you're going to do in-state, because, excuse me, I don't know much people. I mean, I'm sure there's tons of them, but I don't know much of manufacturers here in the States that do cut and sew at a really good price, for smaller businesses, obviously. So yeah, that's the difference. Well, my camera died and I totally lost my thought for a while, but I looked back at the video and I was talking about manufacturers. But that's just kind of like a brief talk about difference between overseas and the one in States. So I'll probably go in more depth maybe in later videos if I end up doing more videos about my clothing brand and tips. The next tip I'll talk about is picking a website. Now, a lot of people will tell you Shopify. Shopify is great. It's probably the number one website to choose. Me personally, I chose Squarespace. It's just what I picked in the beginning, and it's done me well ever since. It's simple, super easy to use. I love it. It's done me well. Again, it's preference. I even thought myself about switching to Shopify, I'd say maybe a year ago now, somewhere around there. But it would have been a lot of work to switch on over. But I really do like Squarespace, so feel free to kind of try both maybe in the beginning. It might be better to do it that way. See which one you like better. See which one performs better for you. Again, my personal choice was Squarespace. And if you end up choosing Squarespace, I think you'll love it just as much as I love it. And again, if you choose Shopify, I'm sure you'll love Shopify a lot as well. But that's really kind of preference. It's mostly up to you to kind of look at both, vary the pros and cons, and kind of pick for yourself. That's really all I say about choosing a website. Let me see. I'd say the next tip I'll give is, let's say when you're creating mock-ups and designs. I am not too tech savvy. I am not a great graphic designer whatsoever. So a few tips that I'll give you is get an iPad, get Procreate. It's $12.99. Adobe is great, and all those different platforms that Adobe offers, those are amazing platforms that they offer. But I have found it easier to use Procreate. You can also reach out to the designers on Fiverr. Fiverr has a lot of amazing graphic designers. You can reach out to local graphic designers where you live. Or, some friends might be able to do it. Some people in your state might be able to do it. So kind of play with that as well. Like I said, Fiverr is great. There's a bunch of different artists that offer different types of pricing for different types of designs. Once you find one designer that you really like to work with a lot, Fiverr can be a great choice. If you're a great graphic designer yourself, do it all on your own, and then you don't have to pay anybody. That's not my case. I am not a great designer. Some of them I've kind of made on my own. Some of them I haven't. So again, like I said, if you're not great artistically, grab an iPad, get Procreate. You can create mock-ups on there. You can also search up videos on how to get mock-ups for free. You can look at TikTok videos. They'll show you how to do it. It's pretty straightforward and simple. And again, this whole video is just basics, just real, authentic basics that I'm not trying to sell you. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm just trying to see if I can help anybody who wants a kind of basic guide on how to get started up and the truth behind all of it. So yeah, I'd say Fiverr, Upwork. You can, again, do it yourself. There's plenty of different ways of going about actually doing designs and mock-ups and things like that. Another tip I'll say is getting a good photographer and a videographer is a great thing to do as well. A lot of brands out there can just post pictures of the t-shirt laying on the ground and they blow up. So it kind of varies. I didn't have much success doing that. I don't even think I really tried to do that. I think I might have done it a couple times, but I have a great buddy of mine, Kevin DeSilva. He is, I would definitely consider him a professional videographer and photographer, and he helps me out with videos. That's how I learned how to do this on this camera right now. But he's taught me so much, and I would just maybe reach out to somebody that you know or someone that you can find to help you with professional photographs, videos, kind of help you give an outline to your Instagram, and just give you, maybe you can even partner up with them and they can give you tips on how to just get a nice look to your social media platforms and stuff like that. But getting professional work like that done can really help your brand a lot. And if you can't afford it, you can use your phone, just kind of get creative. Again, like I said, there's tons and tons of brands that literally post their t-shirt or their hoodies or whatever they sell on the ground, and it can blow up in days. I'm not saying that that it won't or will happen to you, but I'm just saying what people have done. But I'd say that's really the only tips I wanted to go over in this video. I just kind of wanted to give people a authentic and real truth about starting a clothing brand. It's not as easy as you think. If you jump into it, be passionate about it, love it, connect with your customers, connect with people who support you. If you have a true message that you want to spread, stick to it, be consistent, and really try to add value to people. And that's what I'm trying to do here. Maybe I hope to maybe blow up one day. Maybe I have to better my marketing and try to get it out there more. And I guess that's what I'm doing with this YouTube video as well. But just be authentic, be real. People will follow you. I'm telling you, I didn't think anybody would support me when I dropped 12 hoodies my junior year of high school, but they sold out. People loved them. People supported my message. And I think a lot of people continue to support me and support the authenticity of the brand. So again, do you. Don't let anybody tell you you can't start a brand. You can do whatever you want. You can start it. But again, don't have that instant gratification of, oh, I need to make $30,000 in a month or a week. Again, it's a possibility, but really not likely to happen. So again, that's my advice. I hope this video helped you out a little bit. If you want me to go in depth on some more things, like from what I know as a small clothing brand owner, from just personal experience, I will be real and authentic and tell you all of my experiences and what I've dealt with or dealt with while owning a brand. Let me know. I will definitely answer it. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. I hope this helped, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.